Hello and welcome to Aces and Brills, a Dead Boy Detectives podcast. I'm Laney.
And I'm Ness.
This is a very oh my god, what kind of episode is this? Sad,
It's
no, not
it's a
bittersweet.
short
What's sweet about
message.
it? It's a message.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as of recording, this news was released an hour ago. Most people probably know what it is.
Do you want me to say it?
Oh, oh, yeah, please. I don't want to
Yeah.
say it.
So, Dead Boy Detectives is cancelled after one season by Netflix.
As hard as it is to see the show go, we're eternally
Mhm.
grateful for the experience of the fandom, the show, the cast, the beautifully talented crew, the chance to get to do this podcast and have people like actually enjoy what we're talking about. That's been incredible. We've both
Yeah.
met amazing
I've
people.
met friends for life through the Dead Boy Detectives fandom. I mean, I even celebrated my 19th birthday with two people that I met on Twitter through Dead Boy Detectives. So this show has changed my life. It's changed yours, I presume.
Oh, 100% has changed mine.
It's absolutely just devastating news that Dead Boy Detectives is cancelled. Um,
Yeah.
from our understanding, and from the way that the Variety article came across, um, we understand that Dead Boy Detectives was cancelled due to the views not being high enough and the numbers not being enough for Netflix, which is horrible. And I mean, on the 3rd of May, if you can go back that far on Twitter, I actually did. I wrote a thread about how Netflix's cancellation of shows affects all future shows, and I was talking about in the thread how Dead Boy Detectives is one of these shows that has basically become a catalyst for it. It was an amazing show, but it followed the pattern of all the shows that had been cancelled before, and like all the other shows, it has now been cancelled.
Unfortunately, as all good things come to a close, this also will be closing in a way. We're both taking a break from the podcast. We both have personal lives. We're both starting up really intense periods of schooling. And we both are kind of a bit burnt
Yeah.
out. For different reasons, but mostly we just both want to get into a place in our lives where we both can look back at Dead Boy Detectives with a fresh new perspective that's not bogged down by both of us bitterly trying to trudge through the mud. So we're gonna be taking a little break. Don't worry. Um, there might be some points where I do an episode alone, or we bring in a new co-host. Ness will still be our wonderful editor. They'll come in periodically, maybe. Who knows? Ness is Ness.
I am
Ness will do
Ness.
whatever. This podcast has been a dream, honestly. We'll miss you. We'll miss you, DVD. We'll also miss you, fans of the podcast. Oh my god, we should do our shoutouts. You know how, like, every episode we shout out, like, 7 million people?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, also, as of recording this, we got new art onto our Twitter.
Mhm.
So shout out to both uh, Lily and Daisy on Twitter for the amazing art. Shout out to basically the entire cast. Shout out to the entire crew. Shout out to every single fan. And yeah, just shout outs all around. Everyone gets a shout out at some point.
Mhm. This has been Aces and Brills, a Dead Boy Detectives podcast. I have been Ness.
And I have been Laney.
You can follow us on our socials if you want to. But just go to say that Edwin and Charles were already dead, so technically they still live on.
Eventually, yeah. Nico's gonna be eternally dead, though.
Well,
She's never coming back.
she'll be with the sprites, it's fine.
Oh, I don't think the sprites are good company.
Well, anyways, thank you so much for sticking around with us for this podcast and the fact that we took such a long break while we both had lives. But this show has meant so much to us, and we are so sad to see it go. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah!
Ah!